Well, the one that I'm which is most memorable for me, it is a play I wrote for 90 minutes called Last Clear Chance. It's about a father, a lawyer, who's retired, and his son, a lawyer, gets in trouble and is up for disbarment, and he asks his father to come out of retirement and defend him so he doesn't get disbarred. Well, the question was who was going to play the key role of the father who comes out of retirement. So somebody mentioned an actor then very famous named Paul Muni. Paul Muni had won several Academy Awards. He was the actor of his time. He'd been offered a lot of television, turned it all down. Now that's television. I don't do television. However, they showed him this role, and this is Muni's first television role. And the cast is very good. It's an actress named Lee Remick, who was named Dick York, who was the star of a television series, and Luther Adler, who was a great star of the stage and television. So there are high hopes that this would be a great, unusual presentation for television. But it's live television. So Muni goes by train, super chief, from New York to Hollywood, to Los Angeles. And the idea is that he takes a compartment and he takes the script and he's going to memorize it on the way and be all set before production, before rehearsals even. And by the time Muni, who always had a propensity for not being exactly up on his lines on the stage and in movies, by the time he got to Hollywood and got to the first rehearsal, and I was at the first rehearsal, he virtually knew his part, which put him ahead of all the other actors who hadn't started to learn their lines. But then a peculiar thing happened. The second rehearsal, he stumbled over his lines some. The third rehearsal, he needed prodding. And by the time we got to the dress rehearsal, it was gone. He didn't have any lines. Or he'd have the beginning and then get lost. Well, you don't go on national television like that. So the producer, Martin Manulis, called together the director. I think it was John Frankenheimer, who was a well-known film, television director, myself. And he said, I'm sorry, I can't take a chance. Muni really doesn't know anything. And he said, for the first time, we're going to have to substitute a movie, some stock movie, because we can't go on the air like that. My heart fell down because this was such pie in the sky. That's when Frankenheimer said, I'll tell you what, Muni is playing an old man. I mean, not really old, but he's got gray hair and all that. It'll be logical that he'd have a hearing aid. Hearing aids then were bulbous things. I said, how will that help us? He said, I'm going to sit in the control booth and I am going to feed every one of his lines to Muni through his hearing aid, and he will then repeat it. And I said, will that work? He said, it better. That's how it went on air. Muni with his hearing aid. He was brilliant. Whenever he didn't get the line because it wasn't always perfect, he made use of it. And he would say to the witness, speak up, an old man, I don't hear very well. So that meant to Frankenheimer, repeat the line so I get it. And he scored a big hit. All the headlines, he won a Tony, I don't know what he won. Whatever he won for it. That was one of the more thrilling moments.